Did you know the average person spends nearly 2 hours a day worrying about what others think? 2 precious hours lost to the fear of judgment. Imagine if you could reclaim that time for yourself. What if you could live a life unshackled by the opinions of others? Section 1. Trapped by thoughts. Do you ever feel trapped, not by walls, but by thoughts? Thoughts about what others might think. It's like a little voice inside your head, whispering doubts and fears. We've all been there. We waste precious time worrying about judgments that may not even exist. Imagine if we could silence that voice and reclaim our freedom. What if we could live without the constant need for approval? That's the power of self-liberation. It's about breaking free from the chains of others' opinions and embracing your true, authentic self. It's time to step out of the shadows and into the sunlight of self-acceptance. Join me on this journey to discover the joy and freedom that come from living a life on your own terms. Section 2. Free yourself. Find your joy. True happiness can't exist in the shadow of others' expectations. When we constantly seek validation from outside ourselves, we give away our power. We dim our own light to fit into boxes that were never meant for us. Self-liberation is the key to unlocking true joy and fulfillment. It's about recognizing that your worthiness is inherent, not contingent on the approval of others. Imagine the weight lifted from your shoulders when you stop carrying the burden of other people's thoughts. You are free to pursue your passions, embrace your quirks, and define success in your own terms. This journey is about rediscovering your true self, the one who existed before the world told you who to be. Section 3. The weight of other people's words. Words have power. They can uplift and inspire, but they can also cut deep and leave lasting scars. When we care too much about what others think, their words become heavy weights on our hearts. We start to doubt ourselves, our abilities, even our worth. This self-doubt can erode our self-esteem, leaving us feeling small and insignificant. It's a vicious cycle that can be difficult to break free from. But here's the truth. You are not defined by the opinions of others. Their words say more about them than they do about you. It's time to reclaim your power and recognize that you are worthy of love and respect, regardless of what anyone else may think. Section 4. Fear's grip on your choices. Have you ever held back from doing something you really wanted to do because you were afraid of what others might think? It's a common experience, one that many of us face daily. The fear of judgment can be so overwhelming that it stops us in our tracks, making us second-guess our every move. Maybe you silenced your voice in a meeting, feeling that your ideas weren't good enough, or fearing that others would ridicule you. This hesitation can stifle creativity and innovation, leaving you feeling unfulfilled and undervalued. Perhaps you didn't go after your dream job, convincing yourself that you weren't qualified or that you would fail. This self-doubt can be crippling, preventing you from reaching your full potential and achieving your career aspirations. Or maybe you hid your true personality from the world, afraid that others wouldn't accept the real you. This can lead to a life of pretending, where you never truly feel comfortable in your own skin. Fear is a powerful motivator, often driving us to make choices that are safe but not necessarily fulfilling. It can create a constant state of anxiety, where the fear of the unknown keeps us from taking risks. The fear of judgment can be paralyzing, making us feel isolated and alone. It can make us feel like we're stuck in place while the world moves on without us. It can keep us trapped in our comfort zones, where everything is predictable but nothing is exciting. This comfort can become a prison, preventing us from exploring new opportunities and experiences, preventing us from pursuing our dreams and living a life that is true to ourselves. We may find ourselves stuck in unfulfilling jobs or relationships, always wondering what could have been if we had just taken that leap of faith. But here's the thing, Living a life based on fear is no life at all. It's a life half-lived, where we never fully embrace our potential or our passions. It's time to break free from fear's grip, to challenge those limiting beliefs, and take bold steps towards the life we truly want. This requires courage and determination, but the rewards are immeasurable, and make choices that align with your values and aspirations, not the expectations of others. When we live authentically, we attract opportunities and people that resonate with our true selves. By overcoming fear, we can build a life filled with joy, purpose, and connection. It's a journey worth taking, one step at a time. Section 5. Silence the inner critic. We all have an inner critic, that voice inside our heads that loves to point out our flaws and remind us of our mistakes. It's that nagging presence that seems to always be there, ready to undermine our confidence and self-worth. It's the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough, you're going to fail," or "What will they think?" This voice can be so convincing that we start to believe it, letting it dictate our actions and decisions. This inner critic is often fueled by the fear of judgment, and it can be relentless in its negativity. It thrives on our insecurities and magnifies our doubts, making us feel small and incapable. But here's the good news: you don't have to listen to it. You have the power to challenge and silence that critical voice. It may not be easy, but with practice, you can learn to replace its negativity with self-compassion and kindness. You have the power to silence that critical voice and replace its negativity with self-compassion and kindness. Start by recognizing when your inner critic is speaking. Awareness is the first step to change. The next time your inner critic starts to pipe up, take a deep breath and challenge its negative thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? Or would I say this to a friend? Often you'll find that these thoughts are exaggerated or completely unfounded. Chances are the answer is no. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to someone you care about. You are deserving of your own kindness and support just as much as anyone else. Remember, self-compassion is not about ignoring your flaws or mistakes, but about acknowledging them without harsh judgment. Embrace your imperfections and treat yourself with the same love and respect you would give to a dear friend. By doing so, you can silence the inner critic and create a more positive and supportive inner dialogue. Section 6. You are enough just as you are. One of the most powerful things you can do on your journey to self-liberation is to embrace the radical concept of self-acceptance. This means accepting yourself unconditionally, flaws and all. It means recognizing that you are worthy of love and belonging just as you are, without needing to change or prove anything to anyone. This doesn't mean you can't strive to grow and improve, but it does mean accepting your imperfections as part of what makes you unique and special. It means celebrating your strengths and embracing your vulnerabilities. You are a work in progress, and that's okay. Embrace your journey and know that you are enough, just as you are. Section 7. Building walls of self-protection. Setting boundaries is an essential part of self-care and self-liberation. It allows you to create a safe space where you can thrive and grow without external pressures. It's about learning to say no to things that drain your energy or don't align with your values. Saying no is not about being selfish. It's about being self-aware and prioritizing your well-being. It's about protecting your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being. When you set boundaries, you are essentially telling the world that you value yourself and your needs. Setting boundaries can be difficult at first, especially if you're used to pleasing others or putting their needs before your own. It may feel uncomfortable or even guilt-inducing, but it's a crucial step towards self-respect. But it's important to remember that you have the right to protect your own well-being. You are entitled to your own space and peace of mind, and it's okay to assert that. You deserve to be treated with respect, and you don't have to tolerate anything less. Respecting yourself enough to set boundaries is a form of self-love and self-respect. Start by setting small boundaries and gradually work your way up to bigger ones. Begin with simple, manageable limits, and as you grow more comfortable, expand them to cover more significant areas of your life. Remember, you're not responsible for other people's feelings, but you are responsible for taking care of yourself. By setting boundaries, you are taking a proactive step towards a healthier, more balanced life. Embrace the journey of building these walls of self-protection. They are not barriers to keep others out, but rather structures to keep your inner peace intact. Over time, you'll find that these boundaries help you live a more fulfilling and authentic life. Surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries and support your growth. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, and those who truly care for you will honor the limits you set. Keep track of your progress and celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Each step you take towards setting and maintaining boundaries is a step towards a stronger, more empowered you.